Have you ever wondered how the top 1% manage their money and how you can apply some of their financial habits? Over the next 10 minutes, I'll share with you the top 1% financial habits and proven strategies that you can use to grow your wealth. My name's Logan Brandt. I am a former financial advisor, now works as a executive director at an assisted living community, but I also still love to give back and help people with their personal finances, because this is something that you need to figure out for yourself so that way you can become financially free and not be stressed out about money anymore. Habit number 1, automate your savings. This sounds super simple, but pay yourself first. It's not complicated. If you have a 401k, this is already being done for you because every single paycheck your company takes 2, 3, 4, 5% of every paycheck, and they put it into your 401k. To take this one step further, if you can continue to do this through a personal brokerage account or a personal investment account, this is going to allow you to start saving and investing more money and to keep you from spending money. The reason why this is so important is so that way you just don't overspend. If you're like me, you hate budgeting, and budgeting does not work. But what does work is if you automatically take that money out every single month on the same day, just like a bill. You have automatic subscriptions that come out every single month and you don't even notice them. You don't even realize that you're paying $50, $100, $200 a month on things that just go out to who knows where. You're gonna do the same thing with your saving and investing. And guess what? You're gonna open up your account in 6 to 12 months, 2 years, 5 years, and you're gonna realize that you are sitting on a nice, solid pile of cash. 2, live below your means. I was always told you need to spend money to make money. This isn't very complicated, but to use the example of Warren Buffett, he still lives in the same house that he purchased when he first got married. The dude is a billionaire. He can definitely afford a nicer house at this point, but it's the principle behind living below your means. The top 1% know that anything can happen and that they still need to be careful and a good steward with their money. They avoid unnecessary expenses and they also are already in the habit of just paying themselves first. If you get in the habit of automating your savings, like we talked about in step 1 or habit number 1, you are going to just naturally live frugal and live below your means because you're already taking out that portion and paying your future self free. This is going to sound really silly, but they have a long-term plan. They have a long-term vision. They know what they want to accomplish over the next 6 to 12 months. What do they want to accomplish in the next 2 to 3 years? They know what they're trying to do over the long term. So if you don't know what you want your life to look like down the road, then that's where you need to start. You need to start making a vision and thinking about what you want out of life. For me, I want to be able to be in a place where I have job flexibility to where I can coach my kids. I can take them out to dinner and we can order an appetizer and not worry about it. I want to be able to take my family on vacations a couple times a year. There's all these things that I know I want to do, and I know how much those things cost. At the end of the day, this is all just a numbers game. And if you know how much money you need, you can know how much money you need to make. You know how much money you need to make, you know what job or career to get. And so start with the end in mind, build a plan. Think of what your goals are, SMART goals. I love to say, what do I want to accomplish personally, professionally, financially? Write them down, pen and paper, boom, there you go. 4, habit number 4. Now this might be a little controversial, but many people will say have multiple income streams. This is not true. The top 1% of people do not get wealthy by having hundreds or 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 income streams. You know how they get rich and how they get wealthy is they have one really good income stream and then they diversify that main income into other buckets. And so pick something that you're good at, whether this is your job, your business, and really double down on that and become the best at what you do. So that way you can get paid the best for what you do. By doing that, that's going to allow you to have the income to then diversify into other things. Very rarely is there anything that's passive. Passive income doesn't exist. However, what does exist is being able to take the money that you have earned and investing that and giving that to other people, other businesses, in the form of real estate, in the form of stocks, and then that money begins to grow and compound for you. For example, if you get a 7% rate of return on $100, you just made $7. But if you make 7% on $1 million, you just made $70,000. So the biggest thing that you can focus on is building your income and being able to make a lot of money so you can build up that nest egg to then create passive income. And eventually, any of these people, they do have other businesses, but focus on your active income before you start focusing on your passive income. Number 5, habit number 5 of the top 1%, they track their finances. Some of the most successful people I know and that I have met, they know their finances super well. They know how much money they make. They know how much money they spend. They know how much money their business generates. They know how much money they pay in taxes. They have a grip on their finances. They're tracking their net worth. They are tracking to see how their investments are doing. They are tracking their spending on a monthly or yearly basis to make sure that they are on track for their financial goals. And so you need to figure out where you stand financially. What are your assets? What are your liabilities? How much money do you have sitting in savings? How much money do you have in your 401k? How much do you spend each month? You need to get financially organized and build a financial blueprint of what your life looks like. Habit number 6, avoiding bad debt and using good debt to grow. Debt is a very controversial topic, and I tend to be a little bit more conservative. If you can be debt-free, I think there is nothing more empowering than not owing anybody any money. And so this should be the goal of everybody. However, at the same time, you shouldn't be debt-free at the detriment of your other financial goals. And this is what I mean by that. If somebody has a very low interest rate mortgage or debt that they have. So let's use the example of somebody that has a 3.5% interest rate on their mortgage. They still have 20 years left to pay on that mortgage. And they're in their 30s and they're saving and investing, and they say, should I put this extra $2,000 a month towards retirement, or should I put this extra $2,000 a month towards the mortgage? You need to look at it through a mathematical lens. There is the mathematical side to finances and the emotional side to finances. And you need to figure out where you stand. But in order to truly be wealthy, you can't ignore math. And in this scenario, if you were able to go earn a 7% rate of return versus paying down a 3.5% interest rate, you are losing out on that spread between the money that you would have earned and the amount of money that it would have costed you to invest that through interest. And so be cognizant of that. Don't be emotional with your money, but also at the end of the day, you need to know what's going to help you sleep at night because money is personal. Habit number 7, they are consistently investing. They are just every single month paying themselves first. Every single paycheck, they have money going back into their business. They have money going into their investment accounts. It's not about timing the market, but it's all about being in the market. There's a good saying that I like. It's not about timing the market. It's about time in the market. It makes all the difference. These people are investing in the market when it's high and when it's low. They just keep on buying, and keep on investing. Don't get scared by what the news is saying. They just stick to their plan because they have a goal, they have a vision, and they have a plan on what they want to do. And they know that whatever is happening in the world, whether it's COVID, whether it's the recession of 2008, 2009, whatever it is, they know it will also pass. And if they just stay consistent, they're actually buying at a great opportunity. Habit number 8, continuous learning and professional guidance. I am all about working with financial advisor, CPA, an attorney, whoever it may be that can help coach you and guide you. A financial advisor sees thousands of people's finances every single year. And so they really are going to be able to give you a good idea on what other people are doing, what's working, and what's not. they're also self-educating. They are learning through podcasts, through YouTube videos, through books. They are just always trying to learn and level up. Act like the CEO of your finances. Your family is your business. It literally is. You need to be on top of what's going on with the finances. I don't care if it stresses you out. You need to take ownership and you need to take personal responsibility and accountability. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe down below for more financial content just like this, coming from a former financial advisor who is just a normal dude with a family, with a kid, and has a full-time job, and is just trying to build wealth and doesn't want to miss out on anything and just wants to level up with their finances.